Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/shark. Hey, welcome to the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. I'm your host, John Lossoff. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Mark Hoffmeyer.
So I watched this Irish horror film called The Hallow recently, and I got a question to ask you guys.
All right.
Is it better than Leprechaun?
Yes.
Is it better than Leprechaun Part 2?
No. But it's better. It flip-flops. It's better than 1, worse than 2, better than 3, worse than 4. So there's this movie where it's called The Hallow, where this guy moves in and he's doing research on these trees that are going to get cut down. And all the villagers, the harbingers, are kind of like, don't do it, like something bad's going to happen. And they're kind of creepy about it. Like, never like.
Now, hold on. Now, did they just say, like, you shouldn't do that?
Well,
or do they say, you shouldn't do that because of what will happen?
The main character is kind of a dick. So this one guy's like, hey, come meet with me at the pub and we'll talk about it. And the guy always blows him off. So then the dude's like, come on, listen to me, So I got a question, right? Let's say we're in Florida, right? We live in Weeki Wachee. We're right next to the springs, right? Mm-hmm. And this jerky guy comes in because they're going to bottle the water. They're going to put electrolytes in it. They're just going to sell it. It's going to become the new hot electrolyte
it's
water.
What the plants crave.
Yeah, exactly. Brondo's doing it. But in that water, everybody in the town knows that there's these like little sea creatures, right? And they can go on land. Think mermen. There's these evil things that exist. And as long as you don't drink the spring water, you're fine.
They're super tiny mermen that you drink.
Yeah. No. They come out of the water. They're not that small. They come out of the water and they like mess with you. And so you live there. And this new guy comes in and he's supposed to test all the water for Brondo. Like, how would you explain to him? I'll be like, listen, man, you don't want to drink this water. He's like, oh, that's cool, man. I got a filter. Well, filters don't work. Oh, it's cool, man. I'll boil it. Like, you've used how would you get this guy and his family to not drink the water? Because if he drinks the water, there's going to be a ton of blood and gore, and you're going to have to clean the house again, sell it. Like, you don't just move. So how would you convince this person?
If he has seen the 1988 horror movie Slugs, I will convince him that there are parasitic flukes in the water that will make it through the filtration system that will make his head explode, which is what happens in the movie Slugs.
What if he was like, oh, well, I've already tested that, because this is going to be drinking water. So I know all the I actually love slugs, and I tested the water because of that.
Right. So
wait, but you just yada it. How did he test it? I don't understand.
I mean, he has little jars. He has little, beakers. He has the beakers on top of the fire. Yeah. He's like he has everything. Like, so what would be the most constructive way?
Honestly, this guy sounds like a total jerk, and I'll just let him get killed by the merman. But I think for the sake of the question, I think I would just try to convince. I would just try to show him a better alternative to water, like beer or whiskey, champagne.
Okay,
even.
wait. Do I know this guy?
No, you don't. Maybe. He's from out of town. He's a big city boy, and he looks down on you guys.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get even the tiniest financial stakehold in his company, right? And then I'm going to say that because you're the field guy, I just want to have a big term life insurance policy on you in case something happens, for the good of the company, and I'll be the beneficiary because I'm going to handle shit. And so then when he dies, I will get all that money, and there's a happy ending for me.
There you go.
The way I explained it, this guy, I'd take out the insurance too, because he's really not working with you at all. And it sounds like
when people don't give you a good reason, you think they don't have one, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like when people are wrong about something and they just believe it because they read it somewhere on the internet, but because you study this that it's wrong, kind of thing. And they're like, No, because basically, and so he's just thinking that you don't have a real reason.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I can identify with our potential horror movie plot victim here, like, because he's just assuming people don't have a good reason.
Yeah.
Like, the people need to have footage of these mermen or something, and
So
then of course. But of course, then there's a problem. Then it becomes a different horror movie, because if they had footage of these things, let's just say that these little fairy folk mermen can be photographed, right? Like, it doesn't show up invisible or some nonsense. Like, then this guy who is going to do this Brondo water testing, he's going to be like, see dollar signs in his eyes, like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, when he sees these mermen.
So then he's going to drink the water. Then when the mermen come after him, there's going to be government officials
Like,
kidnapping
then he's
him.
going to have like these little traps set up.
It's going to be like,
like
a new Jurassic. It's going to be like a new Jurassic World.
Basically, but are they tiny mermen? Are they little?
No, I mean, they're multiple sizes, and they're all different. You know, they all have little
Big enough
personalities.
to like bro punch you in the gut.
I mean, one of them is so big it could literally open its mouth and swallow you whole.
It's like a great white merman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see this movie. Like, this movie has gotten progressively very interesting.
Yeah, I really want to see, because you're trying to film it and get it on tape so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds cool. Okay, wait, Lazarus, write it down, file it, throw it on the ground, because we're suing whoever the shit comes out with this movie later.
Sure.
That's right.
Just let me get this
Unless-
out of the way first. John, let me say hi to everyone.
Yeah, I'm the other guy
Yeah.
screaming at the microphone right now
Right.
with my rantings and ravings about mermen.
Yeah. Ah,
And
you know, I think that was
and
yeah.
life insurance.
I think that question was a good warm up though for the next part of the podcast. It's the part of the podcast that we start every podcast with. It was listener questions. Mark.
I think that threw you for a loop, Laz, because
Yeah.
Mark opened the pod with like basically a listener question
Yeah.
instead of a Kurt Russell like euphemism.
That's
Well,
right.
that- well,
you gotta,
that,
you gotta keep it fresh, guys. Keep it fresh like Brondo.
That I'm just tired. Anyway, Mark, what are the listener questions this week?
Okay, so we have a theme this week, and it's going to be about we're going to rank the Marvel MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe villains. And I reached out to some people for questions about villains, Marvel villains. And the first one is from Jeremy Moore, and he wrote, if the villains all met up post-defeat, which villain would be the most ashamed of his defeat? So basically, they've all lived, you know, even if they died, they're still in this diner, like they can hang out for a couple hours. So they're meeting all together. They're all meeting, and who would get like the fingers pointed at them and who would get laughed at?
All right, so the way I see it is that the Marvel Cinematic Universe villains function a lot like Irish Catholic cops in Boston, right? Like, they have a hangout. So, like, you know, after the movie, if you will, they all go to their Marvel villain bar, and, you know, it's a lot like a Boston cop bar, like Bastion, but with, you know, like these bad guys. And all the other villains are like getting sick and tired of Ultron because he's always like running his mouth talking smack about taking over stuff. So I'll bet that Ultron will get all sorts of flack from these guys when like and they're just like waiting for him to fail, because like he's basically James Spader. That wasn't a supercomputer that was inhumanly intelligent. That was just like superbly intelligent James Spader being Alan Shore from Boston Legal. And by the way, if Alan Shore from Boston Legal replaced Ultron in that movie, I think that the bad guy would have won.
Yeah. And if he teamed up with Red from Blacklist, like that guy's pretty much invincible. If it was just a bunch of James Spaders, the world would be over.
But like, so I'll bet that they, you know, because that for a supercomputer, it didn't spend a lot of time calculating, wasting time running its mouth in front of the heroes, did it? Yeah. He had a lot of meaningless monologues, just like, listen to me, sounding just like James Spader. I don't sound like James Spader, though. But and so, like, I'll bet that those villains are just, like, watching, like, oh, Thor, punch him in the face. Punch him in the face while he's talking. Like,
yeah, I wasn't even calling him Ultron after we left the movie. I was just going James Spader.
You know what? That's actually kind of, like, that's a double-edged sword, because I love James Spader, so that's a compliment to Ultron. But at the same time, I hated Ultron so much, but the only reason that I enjoyed Ultron was because of the James Spader. I'm stuck in a paradox.
And you had a rough viewing. You were flop sweating. Like I just picture your popcorn shaking, and it's all like flying out of the bag.
It was like a nervous sweat. Like I didn't know. It's like you're sick and tired of your job, but you come in that morning and you think you're gonna get fired, and you don't want to get fired, but you hate your job.
Interesting. So Lazarus, who you got?
Was he was the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk part of the MCU?
Yes.
Okay, because I can never remember. Maybe it's because of Edward Norton, but I think what's his name? The Abomination, Tim Roth's character. It's just I feel like you became like another Incredible Hulk, but you still end up losing.
So
Yeah.
I'm just curious, but like, do you really feel when you watch that movie like Abomination was a transformed Tim Roth? Because I didn't. I felt like it was like, here's this bad guy human played by Tim Roth, and then later we're just going to replace him with this totally different bad guy monster. Yeah. Because like there's nothing there to link them other than witnessing a transformation.
And he was a really mellow bad guy too. He wasn't like outspoken or anything. Like he was just kind of he was just a soldier that got pissed that there was something better than him, so he became a super.
Wasn't he was injected with like some type of drug, right?
Yeah, and then he like became like a superhuman. He was like human. He could run fast and whatever. But then he got like his bell rung by Hulk, and then he went to Abomination Land.
I feel like you know
he was basically gonna die, or they soup him up with like what was it, Vita Rays?
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the Lance Armstrong of the MCU. He took drugs, he got caught, and he got knocked out. So, and plus when he was when he became like the Abomination, like there wasn't nothing going on down there. So
yeah, he did the Landis. Remember when Landis did like a ton of that stuff, and then the next day he had like the greatest ride of his life.
Yeah,
and he immediately got caught. Like that was kind of like so Tim Roth was Lance Armstrong until he went full, I think, Landis, and then got caught.
Yeah.
And then, like Lance Armstrong, he was held up as a pariah, as if no one else was like using anything. Meanwhile, we've got 1,200-pound Hulk over there benching 8,000 pounds.
Are you telling me the Hulk is? You telling me the Hulk is all natural? Yeah. I want to see his blood test. You try to draw blood from him.
We're making the call like Roth is the user, and then he gets knocked on his ass, but he got knocked on his ass by another user.
I just don't want to be the guy who tries to draw blood from Hulk, or when he's like Bruce Banner. Like I feel like the needle would just make him angry. So I'm just like, oh man.
So for me, I would all right. So I don't want to go too far into this. We'll talk later about this guy, but I want to say the Chitauri. So in the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. So the other Loki's all afraid of him, and Loki's like, "I will bring you Earth," and the Chitauri's like, "We will take over Earth." And then Loki opens up a perfectly fine portal. The Chitauri send in like a scouting party as their first thing, even though they have an entire army, and then they lose to a bunch of superheroes and Stellan Skarsgård. So he's lost this battle. He let Loki talk him into a plan that's not even thought out. He looks like a total idiot in front of all of his men. He has to go to the bar, get laughed at. And then, he's recruited back to help out Thanos. Thanos is annoyed at him. And he has to deal with this guy called Ronan. So this Chitauri, he's like, don't talk. Ronan starts lipping off to Galactus in Guardians of the Galaxy. And then Ronan wipes the Chitauri, the other, off the planet. So he loses twice in 2 Marvel films. His entire army loses because they followed a stupid plan by Loki. And then he just gets destroyed by some dude named Ronan.
Okay, look. If that Chitauri? Another?
Yeah.
So if that dude, right? So Stellan Skarsgård, he played an important role, right, in the teamwork that led to the defeat.
Yeah.
His knowledge of the portal and all this stuff, right? So if another Chitauri Ford sedan, I don't know, if that guy had replaced 89 of his monsters with just one great white shark. He
just lands out of nowhere.
He could have deep blue seed the shit out of Stellan Skarsgård, and they could have won.
And you know what? They didn't even think about it. This guy, like Loki's, like, listen, guys, I got this great plan, and they're like, awesome. Like, that's like the three of us are sitting here, and somebody's like, hey, Mark, I know about this shark testing lab. You want to go check it out? Yeah, like you got to think these plans through, and he didn't. So he lost twice, and he got wiped out. He was talking smack to Ronan, and then Ronan just goes boop. So, like, he went from having an army to being nothing. So I think that's worthy of making fun of a guy.
Like, in the world of superhuman entities, he's basically the lackey loser.
Yeah, but he had an army, though. That's the thing. Like, he had an army, and then he got demoted to lackey, and then he got wiped out by some angry Ronin guy.
Yeah, you know who else had an army? Ramses. How'd that work out?
You're right.
It was an intended parallel.
It's sunk. All right, so that was the end of that. Yeah, second question. Let's see. Who's the second one from? This one is from Eric. And he asks, do the villains lose on purpose so they can get the number 1 draft pick?
Ooh.
And I mean, so I kind of think, because Loki lost in the first one, then he comes back with an army. Like, that's losing up. Like...
So, I don't think that Loki did it on purpose, though. Right? But sometimes they do, right?
Well, maybe he did, though. Maybe he, that was all... He's a jester. He's like, I'm going to lose on purpose.
But there have been plots, and I feel so remiss that I can't think of any right now, but there are many plots where this, superhuman entity or, the supervillain, even if it's not supernatural, gets captured. And then, later, they're there, or even a law-abiding citizen, citizen,
and the Joker,
where he was a regular person, but they capture him, and then there's one smart guy. Everyone else, all the cops or the heroes are high-fiving, and then there's one person, or Star Trek Into Darkness even, where one person is like, wait a minute, this was too easy. He wanted to get caught. This is a part of his plan, right? And so but it's almost like throwing a fight too, because if you go into a fight, if you and I are going to fight, and I'm intentionally going to throw it, right? So I'm not going to let you beat the crap out of me. I'm going to let you hit me once, and I'm going to go down. You're going to think you won. But I now know more about you than you know about me.
Wait, if he only hits you once?
And I go down.
But you can't learn a lot about a fighter if he only hits you once.
Whatever. I get hit 8 times. I get hit 8 times instead of 80 times. It's like you can learn something about him. And then after you take those couple hits and you learn something and it looks like you lost, when you come back with the shark and you aim it at Stellan Skarsgård. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that you can be your own first draft pick when you plan to lose, even if losing gets you hurt.
Ooh, so you just draft yourself.
Yeah. And then you're an underdog. Then people are like, he can't do this.
What about you, Lazveth?
That's interesting. Well, I want to take a look through the Marvel kind of rogues gallery a little bit. Basically, I just want to look at the quote-unquote undrafted talent so far as villains go. And hold on a sec. Give me a second to bring it up here.
I would take John Malkovich's The Vulture. Because he was supposed to be in Spider-Man 4, and the Vulture is going to be in the next one. But I just want to see John Malkovich flying around as the Vulture.
I don't know. I feel like there's not it's not really a good year for prospects. I feel like all the prime prospects have already been taken.
I would draft the Destroyer from Thor. I just like him. He's not going to double cross you. If I go, hey, Destroyer, go kill Lazavath, he's not going to become your friend. You two it's not going to become a robot movie. What's that giant robot or big with Vin Diesel? Oh man, people are going to kill me. Yeah, Iron Giant. You're not going to become buddies with the Destroyer. So I don't want some guy that's going to follow a stupid plan. I don't want a dude that's sitting in a chair the whole time. I don't want a guy that can't get a hamburger from Iron Man. I just want a Destroyer that's going to, if I go, hey man, go kill that person, it's going to go, yeah, okay, cool.
I think there's one person that's probably worth tanking a whole season for. He just became available because I think Fox recently sold the rights to Marvel, and that's Dr. Doom.
Ooh.
So there's a good chance he might be part of Marvel's Cinematic Universe because Fox sold the Fantastic Four rights, including Doctor Doom, to Marvel.
Doctor Doom is one of those people where, like, when you see those random articles cruising around the internet, and it'll be like five villains that have a legitimate shot at killing Superman, Doom is listed.
Yeah. So Doctor Doom, also that means Galactus is also in the mix.
Oh my goodness.
Man. Yeah, I think those two might be worth tanking a season for.
But would they play for you though? See, I'm thinking about the San Antonio Spurs. You know, I'm not looking for a Kobe. I'm looking for a Tim Duncan.
Well, remember when Tim Tebow started playing for the Gators, and like in college anyway, he was so big that like 3 people hitting him above the waist, he'd still get 5 yards.
Yeah.
Like with Galactus, it would be 300 people.
I mean, listen, if I wanted to rule the world, Galactus and Doctor Doom easy. But
if you were in your own end zone and worried about a safety, if you just hand it off to Galactus and he falls, he'd fall into the end zone.
You know what's funny is that like we're talking about tanking a season. I think that's what Fox did with Fantastic Four.
yeah, they tanked it.
Oh,
So they could sell it off for a bunch of money.
yeah. But yeah, I think Doctor Doom or Galactus or both would be great additions to the MCU. So yeah, I think the current Marvel Cinematic Universe villains were definitely scheming to get those two into the mix somehow.
So who would win, the Destroyer and John Malkovich's Vulture versus Galactus and Doctor Doom?
Galactus or Doctor Doom would win that fight. It wouldn't even matter.
I think John Malkovich would win. I think John Malkovich could pull it out.
We also have to remember Galactus has still has the Silver Surfer like with him. So
Well, let me tell you something. John Malkovich in a line of fire made a wooden gun,
Plastic gun,
which
is badass though.
yeah.
That was
So
bad.
Galactus would be like, the only thing that can kill me is a pebble launcher from Newberia.
And he's like, well, I've got some Play-Doh and a marble. You're done.
all right.
Imagine if John Malkovich killed Galactus.
So John Malkovich is basically like a murderous MacGyver.
Yeah. So I don't think a superhero could kill Galactus. I think John Malkovich could.
Sounds like a weird Charlie Kaufman movie.
Yes, it does.
John Malkovich is just badass enough, like in his filmography, that like people watching the movie, if you had never heard of John Malkovich, you might be like, I don't know. But if you've like seen other John Malkovich movies, you'll be like, yeah, I buy it.
Dude, Malkovich could kill Galactus with an Oreo cookie.
Depends on which direction he twists it.
Directed by Spike Jonze.
Where the wild Malkoviches are.
Yeah. Or just
Wait,
being John Malkovich.
That is Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did that on purpose.
You nailed
obviously.
that, man.
Yeah.
That was you, John Stockton, me. Assist.
Yep. That's what I do.
Totally on purpose.
Yeah. Totally on
Completely
purpose.
intentional.
Yeah. No, I'm that clever. Anyway, thank you for those wonderful listener questions, guys. Yeah, as always, I hope we well, I know we didn't answer the questions, but I hope we kind of enlightened you somewhat in ways you never thought possible. So, yeah. Anyway, Mark, I think you have the topic for us this week.
Yeah, so with the upcoming Captain America Civil War coming out, I got thinking about what many people say are the weakest parts of the Marvel Universe. And when I say the Marvel Universe, I'm talking about from Iron Man all the way through, what's the latest one? Ant-Man. So, you know, you have...
Can we clarify, like, what TV shows count and what...
We're not going to do TV because I have watched Jessica Jones and I have watched Daredevil and Peggy Carter, but I haven't watched S.H.I.E.L.D. And if we were doing this, I would put definitely Kingpin as number 1 and Kilgrave as number 2.
But they are part of the
theoretically
MCU.
speaking.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all in the same world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Laz? Would you put them in there?
Kilgrave is, in my opinion, Marvel's best villain to date. Like, I'm not exaggerating either. Like, I think that just goes to show like how crappy Marvel's villains have been so far. Plus, David Tennant just killed it.
Yeah, he crushed it.
Yeah.
And so, but for me, I kind of wanted to like look through these films and I wanted to know what we thought were the best Marvel villains. So what we did for all the listeners is we had 23 villains. And so we put our favorite as 1 and our least favorite as 23. So the the person with the least amount. So let's say we each put somebody as 1-1-1. That's 3 points. That's going to be the lowest. That way they're going to be number one. So the person with the lowest amount of points is number one. The person with the highest amount is number 23. And so we each filled out a bracket, went through 1 through 23, and then I did up the math. And so we have the rankings. We have 23 through 1. I'm going to blast through 23 through 11, and then we'll kind of break down the top 10.
Just hold them up long enough for me to get a good punch to the gut.
So in 23rd place is Laufey from Thor.
My God.
He's the ice giant that falls for Loki's plan and gets... So he's a pawn.
I had to pull up images on Google to remember Laufey from the other ice giants, because when I think back, I just remember a whole bunch of asshole ice giants. And then when I saw the pictures of him on his throne sitting around like Billy Zane in a B movie, I was just like, oh right, this jerk.
Yeah. And so he fails, and Loki tricks him. Yeah, I like what you said about Billy Zane.
You know what? I mean, if you go back like 10 years in time and then everything earlier, I was a huge Billy Zane fan. But pretty much ever since after Zoolander, sorry, Billy, we've been teasing you a good bit here and there. You and Stephen Baldwin have been getting a bad rap on our podcast. And you're not busy making A-list movies, so you might be listening right now.
Well, he did Zoolander too.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah, and he's given life advice for Empire Magazine now, which is pretty funny. Ask Billy Zane. But Stephen Baldwin's not. So Stephen Baldwin had to use a jogging double in a movie. All right, so number 22 is Malekith from Thor: The Dark World, the evil elf who, in the words of the Empire Pod, I need the ether. I got to have the ether. If I get the ether, I'll rule the world. I got the ether. I lost.
All right. I had these two that we've gone through so far in my bottom 3, so we're right in line.
The problem with Malekith is Christopher Eccleston plays him, and he's my favorite Doctor. You got to watch him. Guys, if you don't watch the Christopher Eccleston Doctor, the 9th Doctor, you're the worst. So he's an amazing actor, charming actor. 28 Days Later, legend, great actor, but he was just an elf in this. He did nothing. He did zero emoting. I got nothing against elves, but he did nothing.
So the thing is that they were kind of channeling in, and the comic era was kind of channeling in too on Dungeons and Dragons there with what are the Dark Elves or the Drow Elves, which are like these evil subterranean, magical, very powerful, sleek, purple-skinned elves with white hair, and they're so cool. And then he comes out and he's just dumb. Yeah. And in D&D, they're in Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy novels, they're feared, right? And so if you love fantasy novels, you would know names like Gromf, which was like this wizard, or Elric of Melnibone, which was a Michael Moorcock fantasy character from 80s novels. And that's what I thought they were trying to do with this character if you read the write-up. And then he's just some jerk. He may as well have been a senator that I don't like, or a congressman.
Yeah. And they cut a ton of his scenes, and he's one of my favorite actors, and it just didn't work. So number 21 is Baron von Strucker, who's from Avengers: Age of Ultron. He's the dude in the beginning that has the castle, and they attack the castle, then he dies.
I looked that up online, and I still didn't remember.
Yeah, so that's him. And then the 20th is the Chitauri from the Avengers. We've talked about him a lot. He lost. He had an entire massive army, lost, and then got killed by Ronan. 19 is Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3. Guy Pearce is an amazing actor. Funny, expressive, dramatic, great actor. But in this one, Lazareth, you kind of liked him, right?
Yeah, I like Guy Pearce. I feel like he was I don't know. I feel like he was a nice compliment to Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. They're both kind of charismatic. They're both intelligent guys. They're both very passionate people. I felt like he would have been a good villain in the first Iron Man movie.
See, I hated him. I liked him as a non-villain, or as an ancillary human villain, if you will, right? In The Dark Knight Rises, or The Dark Knight, you have these more human villains that aren't the main villain.
Yeah. I don't. I
You know what I mean? Just like these ancillary bad guys. But like instead, I look at him like with his regenerating superheatedness. By the way, I ranked him number 23 out of 23. I looked at him as like a computer that was about to overheat from porn viruses.
I don't know. I really like all the parallels between him and Tony Stark. It was interesting to see them kind of go head to head. You know, I don't know.
That is a very fair point.
Yeah,
but I still hate him.
And I love me some Guy Pearce. I just kept thinking like how great he was in Count of Monte Cristo and Lockout and movies like that. You know, he's like a L.A. Confidential.
You know, he's an actor who I wish was bigger. You know,
yeah,
I feel like he deserves it. So
he after the break, I'll talk about this movie. But he's in this weird workout movie with Colby Smuthers. It's on Netflix, and it's like an anti-romantic comedy. It's really good. We'll talk.
Did you see a workout movie?
Yeah, like they're trainers. It's funny. It's off.
How do I not know about this?
I don't know, but it's really good. But I'll let you know after the break, so I'm not interrupting this here. So 18 is Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy. Karen Gillan is an incredibly charismatic actress. She is on Doctor Who. She was there with Matt Smith. She was a great companion for 3 seasons. Lots of charm, but in this one, she actually shaved her head.
Wait,
she trained like nonstop for bow staff fighting, and then they cut it up big time. So she was just kind of like a she wasn't a good villain.
That shaved head, that bald lady with purple skin ninja, was the girl from Oculus?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's great in Oculus.
Some random stunt woman.
No, yeah, she shaved her head. It was big news, and fandom almost lost their brains when they found out that Karen Gillan from Doctor Who was going to be a Marvel film. Like, it was huge noise. But the movie kind of failed to give her much, too much to do. 617 is the Destroyer from Thor. That's the big metal creature that comes to Earth because Loki sends him. Now, I like the Destroyer because we've talked about it earlier. He's just very ABC. But I can see how he's not ranked in the top 10. 16 is Armin Zola. That sounds like a Gargonzola. Armin Zola. Yeah, Gorgonzola. Yeah, he's from Captain America 1 and 2. He's the sidekick scientist to Red Skull. And then he is
Toby. The actor's Toby something.
Yeah. Man, he's so great too. He's in Barbarian Sound City.
The little guy. Little guy. Like Capote.
Yeah, and Wayward Pines.
I swear, I didn't even remember that he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
That's how awesome of a bad guy he was. I didn't even remember he was a bad guy.
And then in the second one, I kind of like, though, because I just watched Captain America 2 again, and I actually really enjoyed it. Because there's this scene where Armin, Gorgonzola, played by Toby Jones, is monologuing. And it's the rare case when the monologue has a point. My cousin Johnny had a question. He's like, why don't people just kill somebody instead of monologuing? But his monologue was meant to keep him there till a bomb hit him. So I'm like, hey, this is a rare case of like a monologuing going right.
Wait, we pause on him though. So by the way, every time he monologues, it's important. When he monologued in The Mist, it was the most important dialogue in The Mist, even though he was just a stock boy. But so he was a bad guy, or did he just work for the bad guy?
No,
because I really don't remember him being bad.
Yeah, he was a bad guy. In the beginning, he was in the first Captain America. He was kind of sympathetic, but then in the second one, he got recruited to work for Shield. But then he infiltrated them, and they built this massive Nazi group within it. So that's when he really became evil. So when you watch,
he wasn't just convinced that was the best way for the world or something. I really don't want to think of him as bad.
Yeah, I mean, take out the other movies. He went full Gorgonzola.
I'm not trying to give a fan theory to our listeners, by the way. I literally don't remember his role very well. It's not that I'm saying that he wasn't bad. It's that I can't believe he's got such a sweet little face.
Yeah. But then in the second one, they showed him operating on Bucky, and he's sawing into his arm, looking all happy about it. So they turned him more maniacal in the second one.
I remember that now. Yeah. Oh my God.
So 15 is Whiplash, Mickey Rourke from Iron Man 2. He had he had streaked hair and weird powers, and at the end they just put him in a metallic suit.
Wait, what number was he?
15.
15.
Yeah.
You guys must have had him at the very end because I ranked him 7.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of his. And then 14 is Alexander Piercer, Robert Redford, or Paul Newman from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Lasvath had him ranked really high, or low.
Wait, who's this now?
That's Robert Redford from Captain America.
Another one that I didn't know was a bad guy. Was he really bad?
What? Yes.
I had him rated very like in my top 10 because I mean
I feel like
what are you saying, Lasvath?
I mean, for one thing, it's Robert Redford. I mean, I
Yeah.
just, but two, like, I feel like the best villains are also the ones that, like, they're not doing stuff to be bad. They think they're doing the right thing. And Alexander Pierce is a guy, like, you never feel like he's like the mustache twirling guy who has the girl tied up on the train track. Like, he's doing what he thinks he needs to do, to keep the world safe. So I just I feel like it was a great character, great villain.
What's
really
weird is that like I remember the fights from Winter Soldier perfectly in my head. All the stuff in between in the car action scene with Samuel Jackson, but like everything else, like I don't remember that well. So like in my head, when I think about Robert Redford in that role, I feel like it's just a continuation of that Brad Pitt movie role from Spy Game. Like he's just the nice, sympathetic, double playing spy.
And who has Newman's Own in his refrigerator. Now, to be fair, I did watch this movie again today before the pod, and I liked his character more than I remembered, for sure. So number 13 is Obadiah Stone, Jeff Bridges from Iron Man. Obadiah tried to kill Robert Downey Jr. That's why he had him attacked. He built that big iron suit. But the only thing I remember about Jeff Bridges and Iron Man is when Robert Downey Jr. goes and gets a cheeseburger. And he's walking up with cheeseburgers, and Jeff Bridges is like, "Can I get one?" And Robert Downey Jr. is like, "No." So I'm like, any villain that isn't worthy of getting a cheeseburger doesn't belong in my top 10.
That's like another villain that I didn't felt like the main villain. I feel like he felt like the villain who was working for the main villain.
Yeah, like he pissed off those people. Like he made a deal for them, and like he just and like once Robert Downey Jr. started getting kind of soft, he turned on him, and
I mean. It worked because it was Jeff Bridges, and he kicked that role's butt into awesomeness. But like, if I was just looking at a script, I would have been like, "This is lame."
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you something. If I don't want a villain who won't be given a cheeseburger. That's just I can't have it.
Dude, and he's the bad guy too when you first meet him. Like even if you didn't see a trailer, because he has the name of a virgin sacrificing druid.
Yeah,
Obadiah Stone. I mean, come on.
He has evil facial hair.
Obadiah Stone.
Obadiah. Number 12. This is going to be kind of random, but it's Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's more of like I think he's a villain, but he's also a good guy. But I think he's a good guy because he doesn't want to be a good guy. He just sees an opportunity not to die. So I think at his core, he's a bad dude because he leads the Ravagers, and they're a bunch of bad news. But he has a heart. But Yondu is at 12.
He bantered like a henchman that was going to get a big ass whooping. and I didn't like his arrow business. But again, this is one of those delivery things where Rooker made me like that role.
Yeah.
Even though I hated so many things about that role.
He kind of yada killing all those guys with that arrow. But I kind of liked it.
I want to understand the origin of that arrow.
I want to see the movie where he tries to keep young Star-Lord from getting eaten by the Ravagers. I don't know. I like that. And then so number 11.
The arrow, because that would be easy.
Oh, yeah. But I just like that the Ravagers wanted to eat him. He's like, I kept you from getting eaten. But and then next up is Red Skull. He's 11. And I watched Captain America, the first one, about 2 weeks ago. And I remember nothing that Red Skull said or did.
I just remember what he looks like. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, and like I was talking to my wife. We were doing the list one day, and she was like, she's like, I can see Red Skull. So like of all the Marvel villains, you don't remember a lot of them, but like who he is. But I watched the movie again. I remember nothing he said. Nothing.
So when Red Skull threw a punch, right? Like, because he hit Captain America, and Captain America felt it. Mm-hmm. So like, what made Red Skull superhuman?
Well, he had some of that juice in him.
Yeah.
But why did it make him Red Scully?
Because the
was-
comics had it.
It was the side effect of the serum.
Yep.
That was the yada yada. They're just like, this is the side effect.
Yeah.
You look like
Well,
Barney the dinosaur or a Red Skull.
Red
It was
Skull
a
is kind of a shame in the first Captain America movie because like he's an iconic character in the comic books. He's the head of Hydra. He's Captain America's like arch nemesis, and they kind of did stuff with him. Then they just kind of banished him to like another dimension at the end of the movie, and we haven't heard from him since. And it's very. It's disappointing because like there's so much potential in having like Red Skull. I mean, I get it. Thanos is like the big bad guy, but like I don't know. I wish Red Skull was kind of in the mix somehow.
This might be one of those arguments where certain characters and all the development that kind of gives us the urgency behind them and the meaning behind them. Certain things work better when you have a book or a long series like a serial TV show like the Daredevil show to tell a story than a movie. Maybe a movie is just too short a term to properly relay the motivation and threat of Red Skull.
See, I disagree. Like he's a very it's just like a lot of stock archetypes. Like he's a Nazi. He has like a red bad like a demon face. Like he's very kind of like kitschy. Like he's like an Indiana Jones type of bad guy.
But
Like,
if I can look at you and instantly dislike you, then you're not an important villain.
Why
No,
do you
but-
instantly dislike him?
He just said he has all these archetypal things. He's got a Red Skull and he's a Nazi. Those are
But
two.
once you see him, you just know where he came from already. You're like, oh, he's a Nazi with a red skull. Like he's
Like, yeah, he has
That's
a
what I'm
Red
saying,
Skull.
like,
He looks like a demon, and he's the Nazi. So
You
done.
could
I
you
think
could
maybe Whiplash from Iron Man 2 could have used more time. Mickey Rourke.
yeah.
Dude, that could have used so much. Not just more writing, but entirely different writing. Like, even his fight, right? Like, we all saw that fight. And when that fight was happening, like, when Mickey Rourke was talking to him, we were just thinking, okay, give him the palm blaster. He just palm blasts him and he's done.
Yeah.
And then, like, at any point, you could have been like, okay, you were just 20 feet away. Why didn't you just hover in the air and shoot one of your little missiles at him?
Yeah.
When you're out of the reach of his whips. There were 89 times that Iron Man could have won that. And
I guess going back to Red Skull too, like I think Hugo Weaving was perfect casting for some reason. I just was like, when I heard Hugo Weaving Red Skull, I'm like, this is gonna be awesome.
agreed. Very much agreed. Execution didn't work.
And I love the idea, and I think Lazarus is. I just love the idea of like a evil Nazi Hydra red face guy, like just a black and white villain who just wants world domination. Like,
Actually, no, he wasn't even a Nazi. He was worse than a Nazi.
oh yeah, he was worse than a Nazi. He
So,
killed the Nazis.
It's like, come on. How could you just squander this character, Marvel? Like,
Like,
if
Nazi-
you killed the Nazis, doesn't that make you better than the Nazis?
no, but like the Nazis were looking at him, going, "We don't like this guy."
no, he killed
like,
the
even they
Nazis
were like,
because
this guy's a sick dude.
yeah.
he killed the Nazis because he didn't think the Nazis were doing enough. So, yeah.
Like, and they were all skeptical of him. They were like, "Ugh."
Well, he's
So,
taking it too far.
so we're gonna break into the top 10 here. I don't know how I ranked him really low. I give him a poor ranking, not a good ranking. But at number 10, it's Mr. Reclinomatic Thanos
What?
from
Where'd I had him.
from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thanos.
And so number 10 is Thanos. But he, basically in Guardians of the Galaxy, he just sort of hangs out in a chair.
That is all he does, though. Oh, here he is. I have him at number 10. You know why? Because he had such a badass chin. That's why I gave him.
He had the Josh Brolin chin.
Yeah, he had the Josh Brolin chin. He looked. I mean, he looked mean as hell, even though he was just sitting there in his armchair, kind of like when you're 10 years old and your grandparents for the holidays, like on Thanksgiving, or like the holiday, and football's on, and you're playing with your cousins in front of the TV, and then you just see Grandpa's face sitting in his armchair when you realize that you're blocking the TV from his football game. And like it's just like steaming. Like that was Josh Brolin as Thanos every moment he was on screen.
I mean, who charged that chair? Like that chair was floating for a long time. Does he fly in that chair?
I never charged my grandfather's chair.
Yeah, but did his chair? I remember I got chocolate on my grandfather's chair once. Imagine if you got chocolate on Thanos' chair.
I wasn't allowed close enough to get chocolate.
So I guess big chin, great chair. Don't care.
But he didn't even really. What villain stuff did he do?
Chins out, chairs out.
He's
Like he said, sure.
He's
He
basically
loaned
just
out
a
his-
guy
yeah,
in the background, like pulling all the strings so far. He's being promised as being like the ultimate bad guy. Like every villain you've seen so far is supposed to pale in comparison to Thanos. We're supposed to just believe it, you know.
But it's just like he's not doing it yet, is
How
what I mean.
annoyed must you be if you're Thanos? So you're just like watching people fail, and you're like, ugh. I guess that's why at the end he's like, I'm gonna go do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I like this. I like this thing. Chairs out, chins out. With suns out, buns out.
That sounds like a Bruce Campbell thing too.
Yeah. Bruce Campbell would be a great Thanos. Next is Abomination from the Incredible Hulk. I gave him a pretty decent rating, and I know what John said about losing to the Hulk, and he is like a super juicer, but I kind of like the idea of like the best soldier in the world, right? Realizing that there's something tougher than him, and it pisses him off, so then he pushes himself to be as tough as that thing, and then he loses. But I like that idea of like this guy like going like, I'm the best, and now there's something better than me. I want to get better than him. I kind of like that. I like that thinking.
Maybe
Well,
he should have worn like
I thought that Abomination was awesome. I put him number 2.
Oh,
But let's be clear. I think Abomination is number 2. I don't think Tim Roth Abomination is, because there was no Tim Roth in that Abomination.
But see, I like Tim Roth better than the Abomination.
yeah.
Nah, I thought he was annoying.
The Abomination had this weird elbow thing, and you knew he was going to lose. But I liked how Tim Roth like got destroyed, and they thought he was dead, and then he came back. I don't know. I like Emil Blonsky.
I'm pretty sure Abomination just has. Or no, I was going to say it, but I think I have it backwards. I guess Doomsday was a ripoff of Abomination, because Abomination is older, I think.
I think Doomsday is the oldest.
Doomsday is from the 90s.
If you're from Marvel, don't. Oh yeah, you're right, because he was created to kill Superman.
Yeah, I have those comics.
Oh yeah, and then
I bought them when they were new.
Yeah.
Whereas Abomination already existed, and they both have so many similar characteristics.
I mean, I liked him before he became CGI. I liked the human guy going against the Hulk. I like that idea. What about you, Laz?
I feel like if he just wore like a Livestrong bracelet during the fight, he would have been all right. I can just imagine like he turns to Abomination, but the bracelet is still on his wrist. Like somehow it doesn't.
Expands.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Incredible Hulk's pants. Like they never really kind of burst open; they're just kind of there.
Does he wear Jinkos?
If they're not before, they're definitely after.
Is that how you make Jinkos?
Almost all pants tear up except for the waistline.
Yeah,
it's like the super elastic waistline.
That's how you make Jinkos. You just put up jorts. You put jeans on Hulk and then have them expand, and then they become Jinkos.
Yeah, you just hire Bruce Banner, tell him to put on some jeans. When he puts the jeans on, just hit him in the face with like a ball or something, just annoy him. He just like turns into the Hulk, and then like he turns back to Bruce Banner, takes the jeans off, and then repeats. It's a long work day.
I love it. So that's our number 9, and number 8. Oh, sorry.
But just to be clear, regardless of the Tim Rothiness earlier, was that fight not amazing?
I enjoyed it.
And how they incorporated the Hulk smash and the Hulk clap sonic wave, even though there was like a 10% camp factor, like I like that they incorporated those things. They gave reasons for them to happen.
I liked Edward Norton as the Hulk better than as Edward Norton in that movie.
Aw, I guess that's fair.
Edward Norton, dude, when I was in college, this is going to sound crazy.
Worst performance ever.
My sophomore year of college, I was in the Players Club in Tallahassee. And my entire wall had Fight Club, American History X, Death to Smoochie, Red Dragon. I was all Edward Norton posters. I thought Edward Norton was like the coolest actor ever.
And then he did this.
Yeah, well, yeah, he lost me a few years before that. But I was like, he did not want to be there at all. Italian Job lost me with Norton. But so number 8, which I watched. So today I watched Captain America Winter Soldier again, and I was just going to have it on the background while I was doing errands. I was cleaning up just when I got home, and I found myself watching this movie with like my jaw open, staring at the screen because it's so much better than I remembered. And one of the characters I like the most is number 8, who is Crossbones, or in this movie he's known as Brock Rumlow. and he's played by everyone's favorite gruff guy, Frank Grillo. And watching this movie again, like he's a badass dude. Like he does his own stunts. You know, they're talking about him, but there's a scene where so all the other henchmen except for him and this other guy. All the other henchmen wear hats except for Frank Grillo and this other guy. So he's the right-hand man to like Robert Redford. Doesn't have to wear a hat. There's a scene where he just murders 4 like agents, SHIELD agents, like nothing. He just like, I don't know. I think I like Tim Roth. I think my favorite part of these movies are the badass dudes who are in a world of superheroes, and I like seeing how they react to that. And like, there's this cool scene where they were gonna kill Cap, but
elevator scene, right?
No, but after that, they got Cap after the Winter Soldier fight, and they were going to kill Cap right then and there. But then Rumlow saw that there was a news helicopter, so he's like, not yet. So like, they were going to kill Cap right then and there. And then the elevator fight scene, if you want to talk about it. But I like him a lot. He doesn't get a lot of screen time, but I like humans involved in the action.
Oh, no, he's badass. And even when the elevator scene, and this is something that you pointed out to me, and then when I saw it again, I kind of caught onto it. It's like he knew he was going to get his butt kicked by Captain America after Captain America dispatched half the people there. And he still went in like he had to win.
Yeah, and he got some good shots in, and then this other guy gets involved. I saw this today. This other guy gets involved and then kind of distracts everyone. And then, like, Brock had the upper hand for a little bit until some other agent jumped in and kind of lost it for him. So, I mean, this is a guy who's knowing he's going to lose against Captain America, but he still gets some punches in, which, if you're a dude, that's pretty impressive. Like, if I stubbed Godzilla's toe, I would die happy. Right?
I don't know. It depends on how you died. Did he step on you?
You know how many people I would save? Like, let's say I stubbed Godzilla's big toe, right? He would limp around for a long time, slowing him down, which allowed people to exit. So I died, but I stubbed its toe. So Frank Grillo did some damage on Cap, and then he was beating up on Anthony Mackie. And then he makes his speech, and Anthony Mackie goes, "Oh, shut up." I love Captain because whenever they attempt to do a monologue or a speech or like it's so smart. Like Honest Trailers couldn't even do anything to it. It's so good. But Crossbones, he is my favorite because he's one of my favorites because he's the most human. One of the most human.
And Grillo, have you ever? Can we just give some Grillo love? Like, have you ever not liked Grillo in a role?
Warrior, he's amazing. Like Purge 2 is a garbage pail film, but he's very.
But he saves it.
Yeah,
he looks like the only good thing in the trailer for the Purge 3.
Yeah, man.
The Gray, even when he was a whiny like guy that you knew was going to die, like he did that well.
Yeah, everyone's on the Grillo train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Grillo, I mean, and Chris Evans, like he is gold in that role, and so many other people kick butt in that role, and then you bring in, it's like you don't even need Grillo, but you pulled him in anyway. Like you were up 49-2 in the fourth quarter, but you're just like, no, keep the first string in, give him Grillo.
I love me some, and he'll be back in Civil War. So
I don't know how it was 49-2. I guess they got a safety.
Yeah, safety, and then 7 touchdowns.
I don't know how I got that score. Is my random score in my head.
So number 8 is Crossbones, Brock Rumlow, Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Gotta pump on the brakes and start thinking about Grillo more.
All right, guys. I think now's a good time to take a break, but we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hey, podcast listeners, Robert here, along with Kyle.
What's up?
And John.
Hey.
We're here to talk to you about a little podcast that we do called Shark Dropper.
Yeah.
What do we talk about in Shark Dropper?
Oh, all kinds of things. Kyle, name one of them.
Oh, geez. Walking across America.
John, name another.
Ooh, video games.
No, we never talk about that.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So if you want to listen to Shark Dropper, don't listen for the video game
We talked about
talk.
video games last week.
You know what?
No.
Just don't listen to John at all.
John,
okay.
just don't listen to him talk.
Okay.
Yeah. that's a good rule of thumb.
But if you want to listen to me and Kyle talk, along with John intermittently, but really don't listen to that part,
Hi, guys.
go visit sharkdropper.com because you can find everything there.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. So I just want to let everyone know that Mark was telling Levingood and I about a new beer that he discovered. Mark, do you want to tell everybody about it?
The new beer that I discovered.
Yeah.
You mean that strawberry?
The strawberry,
whatever
the
it's named?
strawberry
Oh my
shortcake
gosh,
lager.
strawberry shortcake lager from Cigar City.
Yeah.
Glorious. Listen, Cigar City, I love you. We all love your beer.
Yes.
You know, John's gonna be moving back to Florida soon. I'm in Atlanta. Las Vathos and Levan Good's about to move to Florida. Las Vathos in Florida. I'm in Atlanta. We love your beer, Cigar City.
Let our listeners know where Cigar City is.
Tampa. It is a Tampa brewery. Their number one, I guess, export is High Lie. It's a delicious IPA. They also have Florida Cracker, which is a wheat beer. The Tampa Lager, which is a lager. They have Marshall Zukov, which is a stout that could fuel, jets. Beautiful beer. I mean, I just had their.
Listeners, you have to realize we didn't get paid for that, so now you're all our witnesses for when we file a suit against them because they don't pay our advertising invoice.
Guys, it's great beer. Between Tropicalia, Creature Comforts, Tropicalia, and High Lie, that's their best beer, High Lie.
These you High Life for like sports movie fans. You got what was it? Creature Comforts.
Yeah, well, see, there's a beer in Atlanta. It's out of Athens, and the brand is Creature Comforts, and the beer is Tropicalia. They use Cascade hops. It's a brilliant IPA, and then High Lie, which is it's very Tampa. It's very
citrusy.
Citrusy. It has a very Cigar City taste, and it's a delicious IPA that you can't beat.
I never thought of trying a strawberry shortcake lager.
But see, it's 5.5% and it's a lager, so it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
The next time any of you guys from Shark Dropper get up to Cigar City, you pull it up on your phone and you play this ad for them, and you just hold out your hand. You hold out your hand until they put enough money in it.
And you show them our listens and be like, "Hey, these guys do okay. Send them booze."
Yeah, I'll be sure to do that.
Let's just do a full podcast where we request things. Best product placement.
We'll do movie product placement, and then we'll ask for money from the products that we just advertised.
Strawberry shortcake lager, available exclusively from Cigar City Brewery.
Need to get
like that.
I feel like that movie Contraband with Mark Wahlberg was really just like a Raptor ad?
Yeah, Raptor. I remember I wrote a review for that movie, and it's really bad. One of the worst posters I've ever seen. Yeah. But I put a picture of the Ford truck in there, and it brought in so many views because people are they're really into that Ford truck.
Yeah, it's a good truck. So
it's a great truck.
Yeah,
I got an F-150. I don't have the Raptor, but I have an F-150. So I mean, I love me a Ford truck.
Yeah,
we're not all making Mark Wahlberg dollars. So.
Yeah, that's right.
He has a whole fleet of Raptors.
That's right. And
it makes me think of Meet Joe Dirt, and he's like, "That thing got a Hemi." It's like, you all live in a trailer park. Who has a Hemi?
And Mark Wahlberg takes those Raptors into caves in Afghanistan.
And then Tony Stark makes an armored suit out of it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I think we have another listener question.
Yep.
Mark.
This one is from Eric, and I got so excited I cut you off. Sorry, Les. This one's from Eric. And it says, "What are the Mandarins or Trevor Slattery's from Iron Man 3's favorite apps, food and phone?"
Dude, this is such a weirdly snarky question. What are his favorite apps? Deliberate and literal double entendre.
I got a perfect one, actually.
So wait. So remember how in the movie, first off, he starts out as this totally soulless, evil tactical guy in his TV ads, if you will, with his terrorist threats. And they're is he South African? Is he Central Asian? And then when you find him drunk and stumbling around his hotel room and you realize the truth, it's this guy has to lay low whenever he's not filming a terrorist ad that's an acting gig that he doesn't even know is a real terrorist ad.
Yeah, so
so he's just doing room service and Netflix all day. I imagine there's a TGI Fridays at the hotel lobby, and he's doing the unlimited pot stickers.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
If I'm going to go unlimited on one of their appetizers, pot stickers, I can put the biggest hurting on him. I think he's hitting those pot stickers hard so he can save up some, prostitute money or something. And then, because he's stuck in a hotel room all the time, he's got Netflix on his tablet. He's got the Netflix app on his phone. I think Netflix is his app of choice.
He's just eating pot stickers and
it's all you can eat: pot stickers and Netflix binge watch.
Pot stick and chill.
Pot stick. Yes, exactly. That is my Mandarin.
Yeah.
What about you, Laz?
So going off of what Levingood said, he's a guy who presents a different image of himself as to how he is in real life. So he's definitely like an Instagram type of guy. You know, he's got the Instagram filters going. He's got the sepia, I forget what the other filters are called, but yeah, he's pretty much one of those like girls on Instagram where like they always like do like the duck face selfies, and it's always like at a weird angle where you can't see like their lower body, and it's like, yeah, okay.
I like how you just compared Ben Kingsley to an Instagram girl who's trying to hide the fact that she has a tire.
A testament to Ben Kingsley's performance, really.
Yep. And also, he only has to really shoot his head because you can't really see what's around him because it'll give away clues. So he kind of has to take face selfies with like a blank background.
I feel like he's also a Snapchat type of guy too.
Yeah, he's sending gross stuff on that.
He's probably like he's probably using like the poop emojis.
Yeah.
sending them to Tony Stark.
Hey, wait, what's that other one? Is it called not Pipeline, Periscope?
Oh yeah, Periscope.
I can see him periscoping because it's like it's always like it's like found footage. It's all shaky because it's not like a camera that you're holding. So when he shows like the person they're about to shoot in the head or something, it's all shaky. You can't see the background to know where he is.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say he comes. All right, so this guy is. You think he's pure evil. Tony goes into this house in Florida, kills all these knocks out all these bodyguards, and he walks into this room where these two women are sleeping, and the Mandarin in air quotes comes out, but it's really Trevor Slattery, a drug-addled failed actor, and the first line that he says, I think, is "Don't go in there for like 20 minutes" because he had just taken a massive dump, and so
like
for me,
Dad and Friday and Boomerang.
So he takes so Tony gets to him and he doesn't want to die. Then eventually Trevor or the Mandarin takes two Budweisers, offers one to Tony. Tony doesn't want it. So then he opens both and he's double fisting. So I think he's at this house. He can't leave. He's making Budweiser buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
So he's stuffing himself full of Budweiser because he loves his Bud. Even in his short film, All Hail the King, he's drinking Budweiser. So he's eating buffalo dip. That means he has to go to the bathroom a lot. So there are great apps, Netflix, Instagram, those are great. But I picture him playing a game and like Candy Crush. Like I picture him on the bathroom 5 times. This is gross. I don't know why I'm picturing Ben Kingsley taking dumps 5 times a day. But he's playing Candy Crush a lot. Because he has a lot of like free time and he's always on the bathroom. And the people there, they give him unlimited money. So he can always pay for the like, I've never played it, but you have to pay money to get more things. So it's
kind of like, it's like pumping quarters into an 80s video game at an arcade to continue, right?
And he can do whatever he wants. So like he's dumping money into Candy Crush, but he's always drunk and he's always losing like ridiculous. I want a movie where Ben Kingsley as Mandarin, as Trevor Slattery plays Candy Crush.
Guys, I think we're in the...
Les, did you give a food app?
Did I? Oh,
what's his favorite app, food, and phone?
Because John is the king of apps.
It's true. Well, in case you guys didn't know,
he's never eaten them in front of me. Then,
well, I'll tell like a quick story. So like maybe like a year or two ago, my Robert Lamb and I, Robert's my colleague on Shark Dropper, and like another friend of ours, we all went to Applebee's. Whatever, like you usually do, and it was like around like 10. For those you don't know, Applebee's has like a half off all appetizers after 10. And we were just sitting around. We were like, you know what? Why don't we just order every appetizer on the menu? They're all half off, right? So, yeah, we told the waiter, and he was like, well, okay. Like, I don't think you guys can handle it. Like, no, we can handle it. So like
if I was there, I'd be like, I will handle it.
Yeah. So like the next 30 minutes, like there were just like people like just like driving by our table and just dropping out plates of just quesadillas, nachos, breadsticks, cheese sticks. It was just like never ending. And we were just like, it was like we were just kind of like fighting off like a huge battle of just grease and salt. It was glorious.
Awesomeness.
Were you guys just sweating?
Yeah. Yeah, it was I had the food sweats.
You didn't have meat sweats, you had fried sweats?
Yeah, I had cheese sweats, meat sweats, bread sweats.
You had multiple sweats?
Yeah, it was but I think the problem was that like there were a lot of redundant items because we had the nachos with salsa, but you also had the nachos with cheese. You had the what's it? The cheese quesadillas and the chicken quesadillas. But yeah, I was just like, after that night, like I didn't want to like eat like another appetizer ever again. But yeah, anyway, I feel like the Mandarin, he's kind of a chicken wonton taco type of guy. Like he would just roll up to Applebee's.
Wait, a chicken wonton taco?
With like the big tall Budweiser that they give you at Applebee's. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
The
all about that.
22 ounce in that kind of curvy glass?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
I
would get
mean,
a couple of those. And then
It's totally watered down, but he's still gonna get a buzz from it.
yeah. And he has like 6 bodyguards with him.
Yeah. I know. I feel like that's a fun night, actually.
I want a
Dude,
movie.
man.
I need a movie where him as Trevor Slattery and John Malkovich Vulture just eat apps and drink beer together.
Oh man, that movie would be made for me.
I call the app diversity the rookie mistake. I go with the unlimited apps, and I just get you get the one for like $14.99, and you just drill them.
I've done that
drill them
before.
hard because they're not going to come fast enough for me anyway to get my money's worth anyway. I think I walked away with like 26 pot stickers and a salad and a meal.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's just you never realize how terrible cheese sticks are for you when you're
I
Well,
mean,
when
they're still in you, Lazavath.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get rid of them.
It's like when they found those whales in the news on dead on the beach, like about a week ago, or by the time our listeners hear this, about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. They found those whales, and they had like pounds and pounds worth of plastic in their stomachs. These two dead.
That makes me
whales.
sad.
They have pounds and pounds and pounds of plastic, and so like there are these parts in that processed fake cheese that they microwave at TGI Fridays that are just still floating in your system and accumulating forever.
Listen, I think when you go to some place like TGI Fridays, Applebee's, Chili's, like you know what you're getting yourself into. Like the food may or may not be microwaved, but that's okay. As long as I get like a watered down, like a margarita or a watered down Budweiser, like I'll just forget about it.
If there's unlimited Cigar City, I'm going just for that. I'm gonna have a liquid dinner.
TGI Fridays had High Life on tap, like
Oh, gosh.
until recently. So
I wouldn't eat. I would just drink.
yeah,
Do
no,
they have food trucks by Cigar City?
Yeah, probably.
yeah, no, I think they do actually. I think they do.
I gotta move to Tampa.
So moving on to our villain list.
The top 10 apps.
Listeners, I'm still only on my first drink. This is just how I talk about food normally.
So number 7 is I wanted him to be in the top 3 because I don't think this guy gets the love that he deserves. I know he's
Better not
underwritten.
say Justin Hammer.
I know that what?
You better not say Justin Hammer.
No, I know that he is underwritten and his motivations are wonky, but I love this guy. And he loses because of a dance-off. And I think that is admirable. Number 7 is Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, so this is what I like about him. He is like this zealot rogue Kree, and he hates that
He's not really a zealot because he just kind of does what he does to advance, not because he believes in Thanos's.
No, he does because he is a member of the Kree, and he hates that there is a peace alliance between the Kree and somebody else. So he has already been working with Thanos to get this rock. So he finds out about this peace treaty, right? And then, let's see. And then the Chitauri talks smack to him. He kills him. And then Ronan gets one of the Infinity Gauntlets. And Thanos is like, hey, Ronan, give me this Infinity Stone. And Ronan's like, no. And then he becomes almost as powerful as Thanos. He almost blows up the entire world, but a dance-off messes him up, which I think is admirable. I like this guy. I think he's kind of punk rock. I think he's I watched it again. That's his motivation. He hates that there's a peace treaty.
I'm going to agree with you about all the things that I liked, like how he lost to the dance-off. But can we just take a moment to appreciate that dance-off that Chris Pratt was doing was essentially the equivalent of a supervillain talking too long and losing over it, but for some reason when it's the hero wins.
Yeah. I just I think Ronan went, what are you doing?
Dude, and he knows galaxies. He's not like us Earthlings who just know Earth and are then baffled by other solar systems. Like, this dude's been around and seen some shit. Like, you should know that dancing exists. Don't look cross-eyed at Chris Pratt.
Yeah, but who dances against him? Like, one of the most powerful beings in the planet got lippy with him and he killed him. So, like, I don't think he's used to humans, like, distracting him with dance.
I think the realistic response, though, is Chris Pratt does 1.5 out of those 27 dance moves. 1.5 moves. It's like a second, and he just, like, incinerates him. That's what I think. Yeah.
I just think it was so far out of left field. Like, you know when a bully gets, like, punched really hard, and then they kind of stop. Like, everyone's a black belt until they get hit. Like, I feel like he was a black belt that got hit, and he didn't know how to deal with it. You know, like,
well, you know what? I'll give you that, because the thing is that, like, I made that reference about the villain talking too long. This villain might have thought, like, he has this, he owns this, so let me watch this stupid human so that I can say something snarky.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I like him. I think he's underwritten, but I think he's sort of punk rock. Like, he's just this religious, angry guy that doesn't want peace, and he murders a powerful being, turns on Thanos, and then loses via dance. Like, I'll give him that.
By the way, am I the only one who thought that he looked like he could be a necromonger in Riddick's world?
Yeah, he could have been in like a billion different films, and
but like a much cooler version, though.
And Lee Pace is a good actor too. He was in the Hobbit movies, and like, I think movies keep kind of using him wrong. But it's
what was Lee Pace? Was he the big orc?
No, he was the dwarf, the elf king who had that like steed that he like. He was the angry elf king.
He was Ronan?
Yeah.
Wow, I have no idea. Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know. So, do you like Ronan, Laz, or no?
I don't know. I feel like he was an afterthought. Like, after I saw the movie, like, I was just so charmed by the protagonist. You know, the antagonist just kind of fell by the wayside.
He was like what's his name? Carl Urban in Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
He was like the background bad guy who had a good opportunity to become the main bad guy very briefly, and then was very briefly dispatched.
Listen, he gave the good guys something to do, so he fulfilled his purpose.
I want to give you guys a quick fact, everybody here. As you know, I'm like obsessed with collecting data. So I collected all the Rotten Tomato, IMDb, Metacritic, audience, and critic data for all the Marvel films that have been released. Just wondering if there's better bad guys, you know, if bad guys make the movie or not. So here are, it's really not like most of these movies don't have good bad guys, but people love the characters. So like bad guys don't really affect Marvel films. But here's the rankings. The lowest is The Incredible Hulk with 67. Thor 2 is 67.25. Iron Man 2 is 67.75. Thor is 70. Captain America First Avenger is 71.75. Iron Man 3 is 73.25. Avengers Age of Ultron is 75. Ant-Man, which is surprising, is 76.25. I won't say the numbers. Next, it's Captain America Winter Soldier, followed by The Avengers. Guardians of the Galaxy is number 2, and Iron Man is number 1. And that villain didn't even make the top 10. So it's kind of interesting.
You mean for Iron Man?
Yeah. So
see, the thing with Iron Man is that on paper, right, and when you analyze the actions, I think Obadiah Stone was a lame ass villain. But again, the performance was so good.
He was perfectly fine. Like, he was and you know what though, in that movie, I think Jeff Bridges knew that maybe that Robert Downey Jr. is what everybody loves about that movie. So you don't really even need a bad guy. People just watch Robert Downey Jr. walk around as Iron Man all the time. Yeah, but I thought that was interesting.
The terrorists that kidnapped Tony Stark in the beginning were more effective bad guys to me than Obadiah Stone.
Exactly. And the reason I said this is kind of leading on to like our 6 through 1. But this is another bad guy that a lot of people hate, but I sort of love him because he's just like a petulant child. I love villains that are petulant. And this is Yellow Jacket, Darren Cross from Ant-Man. And like this is one of his lines. He's like, during my morning meditation. Like, he's such like a douche. He's talking about how he meditates in the morning.
Dude, he's pulling an American Psycho monologue.
During the film, he goes, "You idiot." And there's this scene where he has this tiny sheep and he flicks it while he's wearing a leather jacket. He's like wearing a leather jacket. And like, he's like, I don't know. He's just, and then he walks into a bathroom while some dude's taking a dump, and then he shrinks him, and then like the guy turns into a blob. And I like the fact that there's this guy that he became Hank Pym, who is Michael Douglas's character in Ant-Man, who trains Paul Rudd, who becomes Ant-Man. But this guy, Darren Cross, was a protege, and he got kind of jilted, and he kind of became insane by trying to shrink himself, and he was bitter and angry and petulant. So he's like a brilliant Big Bang Theory guy who was like, you know, or in Arrested Development, but a genius. I just sort of like petulant villains. I
kind of view him as being built as a younger version modeled after Obadiah Stone. He strikes me as the villain behind the villain.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. He gets in the suit, and that makes him the primary villain, that instead of the villain behind the villain. But like everything leading up to that, his kind of role, his motivation, and everything, he strikes me as that businessman who looks like the villain in Act 1, but then you give hints of the real villain in Act 2, and then there's the true villain fight in Act 3. What they totally failed to do in Batman v Superman, by the way, but yeah, like I feel like him and Obadiah Stone are both the villain behind the villain, that businessman that you like to hate.
Yeah, yeah, I liked him though. I just thought he was talking about meditation and crap.
I enjoyed him a lot. Yeah. He played, despite those lines, unlike Obadiah Stone, he didn't have golden lines.
Yeah,
but.
You know what
he owned his lines. I like that actor a lot from like This Is Where I Leave You, and even The Strain, even though I kind of lost interest in it. So, but like he's a great actor. He owned that mediocre role, I'm going to call it.
It was mediocre, yeah.
It was a mediocre role that he made into a great performance.
He's just an angry little guy.
Yeah.
What's up, Les?
I was about to say, like, the final fight shouldn't have been between him and Ant-Man. Should have been between him and Michael Pena's character, Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lewis, I don't know if you guys noticed in the movie, but, like, he knocked everybody out in one punch.
Yeah, he was blanking people out.
Yeah.
Dude, he was like The Rock from Pain and Gain.
Man, yeah. He would have been able to take out Yellow Jacket, no problem, man. Yeah, they made himself smaller? A little easier for me.
And I love there's just where that train is about to hit Yellow Jacket, the tiny train in the bedroom. But he does this thing where you could tell that he's never been in like action before, because like just before the train hits him, like the little Yellow Jacket goes, ugh! Like if you watch it right before the train hits him in Ant-Man, like he kind of like he's like, oh, like it's funny. It's like an actual reaction that someone would give.
But that's his first time in the suit, really.
Yeah. But once again, it proves that Marvel does not need good villains because they're focused more on the heroes. But I don't know. I found positives to him. So number 5,
the movie worked.
Yeah,
but it didn't. The movie didn't have a good villain. That actor did a good job.
This sounds crazy, but I think Ant-Man is going to be like my number 1 of all the Marvel films as far as like HBO movies, like background. Like I think it's gonna be I could put it on.
Yeah,
like it's not heavy. Like it's a good background film.
It's probably because it's got that shades.
That's Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
What were you saying,
I was about to say it's got that shades of Edgar Wright's influence still in there.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
It's probably the reason why. Not to take away from from what the current filmmakers did with it, because they did a good job too. But you gotta still give props to Edgar Wright, because he put so much time into that movie. It's kind of tragic that he had to leave in the end. So yeah, he
wanted to do a standalone.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're right though. I've watched Hot Fuzz more than probably any other movie in the last 10 years. Right. So number 5 should be number 1. Like this is my number 1, and this is my tied for number 1. It's Justin Hammer, Sam Rockwell, number 5, Iron Man 2.
Who?
Sam Rockwell, Justin Hammer.
But who? I even saw the Google images. I don't remember him.
Yeah, what? Oh my gosh, he's like he's a brilliant guy, but compared to Tony Stark, like he's an idiot. So like he has defense contracts. Like this is a guy who tries to recreate the Iron Man suit and ends up like breaking a dude in half. And he's like, he's still alive. And there's a scene where he sells the military a bunch of arms, and he does this massive spiel. He's like, this missile blows up the bunker. Beneath the bunker, you just blew up. And then all the weapons fail. And like whenever Tony Stark is around him, Tony's just grossed out by him. He just hates him. And like Sam Rockwell rescues, like he has enough resources to rescue Mickey Rourke from prison. And then when he finally meets Mickey Rourke, like Sam Rockwell's like, I like eating my dessert first, and he only eats like organic ice cream, and like his encrypted passwords aren't enough at all for Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke hacks him in a minute. So this guy is like brilliant, but he's also like a complete dipshit. And then once he's in this Hail to the King with Ben Kingsley Trevor from Iron Man 3, it's like an extra on Thor 2. And even when Justin Hammer goes to prison, he plays second fiddle to the Mandarin. So like he's always like the bridesmaid. Like he's always like everyone's grossed out by him. Like, but it's Sam Rockwell. He's so likable, and I love this character. I love humans in these worlds. Like he doesn't kill anybody. I think Pepper Potts kicks him in the nuts and he gets arrested. But I like it. I feel like this would be a real character.
In all fairness, I only saw Iron Man 2 once in theaters when it came out, and I was just so kind of disgusted by the finale fights that I never watched it again.
Oh, the fights are terrible. The CGI fights.
But so the thing is, like, I just and I didn't like Mickey. I like Mickey Rourke a lot, and even he couldn't salvage that role for me. So maybe I was just so distracted, like slugging popcorn down my throat, waiting to get out and get to a bar afterwards, that I blacked out like Sam Rockwell.
He is the best part of this movie by far. He's just funny. He's an idiot, and like Tony hates being around him. Like he dates the women that Tony has one night stands with and then dumps. Like he's smart. He's very smart, but like he thinks he's as smart as Tony, and that's his downfall. Like he's out of his league, Donnie. But do you like Justin Hammer? I keep wanting to say Army Hammer. Do you like Justin Hammer, Laz?
Yeah, I like him for all the reasons why I like Aldrich Killian. There's like a lot of parallels between him and Tony Stark. They're both kind of arrogant. They're both kind of brash. I think the reason why Tony hates him is because like he kind of hates himself as well. So he kind of sees a little bit of himself in Justin Hammer. So yeah.
Ooh, that's really deep.
It's probably deeper than the movie deserved.
That sounds kind of accurate, but I still hate that I agree with it.
It's
but it's Sam Rockwell.
I know, and I love Sam. But you see, here's the thing, though, Mark. In my memory, Sam Rockwell wasn't even in that movie, so it's okay for me to say that I hate that role.
So he's frees Mickey Rourke from prison, and he wants to impress Mickey Rourke with all these like fancy foods, and he has people like bring in ice cream from San Francisco for him. Like when he's nowhere near it. Like this guy has tons of money. He loves organic ice cream from somewhere, and Mickey Rourke's totally not impressed by him.
You know what it is? It's Justin Hammer is basically what Tony would have been, or still would have been, if he never got captured by the terrorists.
Ooh.
So I think that's probably the main reason why he hates Justin Hammer. He's seeing what he could have been.
Man, you're hitting home runs, Laz.
Dude, where's your like starring role? Like you should just have a podcast where you just talk and share.
Honestly, this movie doesn't really deserve this deep of an analysis. So I don't know why I'm even bothering.
I think it should be called All of Me, Lazavath. And you look at like really dumb things, but you make really profound statements, and you just change. Like you look at Cool as Ice by Vanilla Ice, and you make people like believe they love it.
Yeah.
Like it's art.
Yeah. So number 4.
I'm not a magician.
Wait, can I just say that right now our top 4 are all within my top 6 that I picked.
Nice. Yeah, I think I don't remember what my top 5 were, but this guy was tied for 1. We've already talked about him a lot, but it's Mandarin. It's Trevor Slattery from Iron Man 3, and Ben Kingsley nailed his role as a terrorist who is actually a British actor who is basically getting paid and getting more drugs. There's a great line where Robert Downey Jr. is like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, drugs. He's like, "Oh, they're getting you off drugs." He's like, "No, they're giving me more." And like he takes this massive poop, and there are these two women in his bed with him, and Tony Stark in Iron Man 3 is like, "Hey, ladies, go into this bathroom." So they run into the bathroom, and in the background you hear these ladies going, "Ew, gross!" Like these like he's and like and then so basically his backstory, according to this All Hail the King short film, he was a actor. He called himself a rocket surgeon for some reason, and his big break was on CBS about a pilot about a Russian cop. So like it failed, of course, but he was in a CBS pilot about a Russian cop, and he's just this failed drug addict who plays a terrorist, and he takes really smelly craps and eats a lot of apps.
I mean, he seemed likable. I just don't want him in my house.
Yeah, no. I would drink a beer with him at like a dive bar.
Yeah.
But like, what's that bar from Daredevil, Lazvath? Josie's?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, I would drink a beer with him, but
that short film you mentioned, it kind of implies that there's actually like a real Mandarin, and Trevor Slattery was just like, I mean, he said it was Mandarin, but the real Mandarin is still out there in the MCU somewhere, right?
Yeah, and he pissed him off. So by pretending to be the Mandarin, he made the real Mandarin angry.
So there's still hopes that he'll come back in any future
Wait,
Iron
would
Man
that mean
titles.
that Aldrich Killian knew that there was a real Mandarin and was undermining the real Mandarin by hiring a drug-addicted actor to pose under that pseudonym?
Yeah,
That makes me like him more.
That's really elaborate. And it makes me wonder how through the whole plot of Iron Man 3, the real Mandarin never, like, there was never like a news feed that was from the real Mandarin then, though, because everything we saw was the fake Mandarin.
That'd be funny, like not funny, but the Mandarin was doing other attacks and no one believed him.
yeah,
Well, maybe the real Mandarin was doing it well,
Yeah.
and everyone thought they were like different isolated incidents.
Or like creating tsunamis and stuff.
And then Aldrich Killian created the name Mandarin, and then because the real guy behind the things that Aldrich Killian was claiming through Ben Kingsley, the actor, because they were claiming that, then the real guy who did it adopts the name the Mandarin and happens to be a Chinese demigod with magical powers.
I like it. TV show.
Marvel, if you're looking for a writer and you're listening,
Write it down, Lazvath, and throw it on the floor.
I think Marvel already wrote that like decades ago. But yeah,
Write it down again.
yeah,
Yeah, well, Marvel wrote the thing with Mickey Rourke in it, so clearly they'd be better with me.
That's right.
yeah.
Thor 2. So number 3 is, we've actually already talked about this, but it's James Spader from Age of Ultron.
It's Alan Shore from Boston Legal.
I'm amazed he made the top 3, but
It was my number 4. I mean,
yeah, he's it's just they even put his signature like head tilt into it. Like there's a scene where Ultron's speaking and his head's tilting. I'm like, that's James Spader.
They pulled a Gollum.
Yeah.
They like had James Spader in a suit.
Yeah.
And they're like, be Alan Shore, and then they gave Ultron the Alan Shore movements or whatever.
There's a clip of him and Mark Ruffalo together in like the little suits, and they're all laughing about it. Like James Spader has a scotch while acting. He has a cigar and a scotch. Like, James, this is going to cost us $20 million to edit out.
In all fairness, if I had never seen Boston Legal and had never seen like Kill List or any James Spader stuff, I would have put Ultron at like number 18 out of 23. But because I have and I love all that stuff, that's why he's like number 4 for me.
Yeah. The Spade.
Yeah.
What do you think, Laz? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Go. Number 2 is Loki, which is a surprise because many people. I've actually gone through about 25 lists about the best MCU villains, and Loki is always 1 or 2.
Yeah, for me, you know what? He's number 6, and I thought that he was terrible in terms of being an effective villain.
But see, sorry, go ahead.
Being a likable character.
That's why I like him. My favorite aspect about him is he gets mad. he makes some half-baked plot and then fails. Like, I like the fact that he's good enough to gather an army of Chitauri and then they lose. Like, he's good enough to rally the Frost Giants and they lose. Like, he's always like he never plans anything out. He does everything out of anger. Like, there's no like he doesn't do A, B, C, D. He goes from A to Z. He rallies these immense armies, doesn't think anything through, then loses. I respect that about him. However, the one thing that doesn't make him number one for me is in Thor 2, I feel like every time he was on screen...
Are you going to say when Hulk rattles him on the ground?
Oh, no, I love that.
That was Avengers. That was Avengers.
But in Thor 2, I felt like every time he was on screen, screen, there should have been like a guitar solo because like he was so worshipped in Thor 2. So whenever he was like showed up, whenever he was on screen, I feel like there should have been like
just get
like that Slash and like Slash is in the background every time Loki appears because he's like Marvel wanted him to be such a rock star and it kind of annoyed me. But I think my top 3 Marvel Cinematic Universe moments of all time is in the Avengers, and Hawkeye shoots an arrow. Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner, who just shoots a bow and arrow, shoots an arrow at Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston. He's originally in Thor, then he's in Avengers and Thor 2. He's Thor's brother, and Loki catches this arrow, and he looks at Hawkeye and smiles like hey. But then the arrow explodes. So like he's so full of himself. He's so great that he can catch an arrow while not looking. But then he's so like full of himself that he doesn't even check as to like what that arrow is.
And that's his MO all the time.
But I love that. I love that about him.
It's a cute. But you see, that makes it likable to the audiences.
Yeah.
Even though if we were ranking this based on like a critical assessment of your effectiveness of a villain, we would have been like swapping our whole list around, kind of. Like, Obadiah Stone wouldn't have been where he was. Loki wouldn't be where he was. Ultron wouldn't be where he was. But we like them. And, like, when he looks at Hulk, and he's like, I am a god. And then like, he knows how strong Hulk is. Yeah. Hulk has launched Thor, like, flicking a cockroach.
Yep.
Like, I mean, he's like a petulant child who didn't think before he ran his mouth.
But you know what I love though is Hulk will smash him 1 billion times and he's still alive. So like
he's a god. He's a god.
I just love that though. He's like he says something stupid. He gets the living daylights beat out of him. Then he's still alive, and then he goes back and
he did like have the birds flying around his head in a cartoon afterwards. Like he was so out of it.
For me, I just love that he goes out, he makes a plan, he gathers an army, but he doesn't really think it through and he loses. Like, I mean, that's impressive that he can gain like an intergalactic army. But Thor 2 is what keeps him from being number one because I just feel like Slash was following him around the whole time going, so. Yeah, that's my. Was he number one on your list, Elizabeth?
Yeah, he was. I feel like this is one of those cases where the actor definitely deserves all the credit because I feel like the character Loki itself isn't really all that great. Like he's just Thor's like a kind of loser little brother or whatever. It's just
Goth, little emo little brother.
Loki was a lot cooler in the comics than in those scripts.
Yeah,
right? It's just Tom Hiddleston like really made the character like his own thing, kind of like how Robert Downey Jr. made Tony Stark his own thing. I think Tom Hiddleston deserves the lion's share of the credit for Loki being as great as he is. Like he's probably, in my opinion, the best Marvel villain so far in the movies. So. I'm actually putting Tom Hiddleston number 2 or number 1.
Yeah,
not Loki.
He was good, and I just think they got too wrapped up in that in Thor 2. They like realized they had a rock star on their hands, and they just sort of like, I'm repeating myself, but the number 1, and I think
how many of us voted this is number 1? I did.
I didn't.
I didn't.
Just me.
How many points? Oh, so Winter Soldier had 8 points and Loki had 11.
So 8 is like a 1, a 3, and a 5 maybe in there?
Yeah, I'd say that's about. What did you place him as, Lazavath?
I put Winter Soldier at 2 and Loki at number 1.
So I put Winter Soldier as 5.
6? 5?
Because 5,
I
2, and 1. All right, so I watched. All right, so I've said this a billion times, but I watched The Winter Soldier again. And if you're not into Marvel films or action films, I do recommend this movie because the Russo brothers made a brilliant film. And one thing I like about it is they wanted to beat the honest trailers, so they went out of their way to make like one of the most like not logical, of course, but one of the most like flawless films. And honest trailers, they never do this, but they did a trailer for Cap Winter Soldier, and they're like, I don't know, we like this movie. Like, it's so good. But I think Bucky, played by Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, he's in Captain America and Captain America 2. He deserves this for two reasons. Number one, he throws a guy into a plane engine, which I always love. I love that. And number two, he blows up Nick Fury's SUV, which, if you've watched this movie, you know that his SUV takes 1 billion bullets, a battering ram, more bullets, a car chase, and then he just wipes out like nothing. This SUV is basically like the Incredible Hulk, and the Winter Soldier destroys it.
With his fancy arm.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, I guess in the first one he's good. He proves that you never want to be on a train with Chris Evans. What episode is that, Levin Good?
Oh my God, Planes, Trains, and Chris Evans. Is that 15?
I think so, maybe. And so, he's his good buddy. He's a faithful guy. He comes back as an assassin. But the fight scenes, I think, are what make Captain America so good. Like, I know it's not the character. There's a lot of stuntmen involved. But I really like the violence that Winter Soldier creates. It feels kind of, I don't know, it feels real almost.
So Planes, Trains, and Chris Evans was 13.
Oh, close.
Yeah, I know. That was when I was talking about tackling people all the time. I did 3 episodes talking about tackling people. But no, so Winter Soldier, so I'm actually going to say this again. This seems to be a trend in the Marvel movies for me. Even though the Winter Soldier was very formidable to Captain America, because he has essentially no dialogue as the Winter Soldier, he doesn't feel like the villain of the movie. He feels like the villain behind the villain. The not a puppeteer like those rich guys I was citing earlier, like Obadiah Stone, right? But he feels like the real villain's number one henchman, and then later it leads to the real villain. Mm-hmm. But again, he did such a good job, so did Chris Evans, everyone did, that this flaw is not perceived until much later when you decide consciously to criticize the movie. Because I didn't feel it when I was watching, but I feel it now when I look back.
Who is the only person to have ever blown up Nick Fury's SUV?
Who else? Who else even had the chance to? This is a ridiculous.
I think many people have tried to kill him. My biggest problem with Captain America is like 3 people come back from the dead. You got Gorgonzola, you have the Winter Soldier, and then you think Nick Fury, Sam Jackson dies. It's like, that's, I like everybody. I'm glad they keep coming back. But, yeah. But no, I don't know. Watching this movie again, I do think Loki is number 1. So it's interesting that Winter Soldier's, number 1 here, but. Well, no, I put Loki as number 5. I weighted it weird. But I love the fight scenes. I think they're just so, I don't know. The best action.
They're fantastic. They're fantastic.
The best action is in this movie.
And the arm locks, when they're grappling and then the arm locks in and Chris Evans looks and is watching it happening, and then he realizes oh, I'm about to lose this. That was really expertly done. That was awesome.
And they're old buddies, and watching Cap again a couple weeks ago, the guy, he's a really likable actor. It's a good story, and so I think that's going to carry it through Civil War. So I think that's why we kind of had him ranked as number 1 here.
Yeah,
all right, so guys, sorry, Laz, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say real quick, I mentioned before, I like it when the antagonist is basically just kind of a parallel of the protagonist. I feel like, I mentioned it with Robert Downey Jr. and Sam Rockwell. I think Captain America is there's a lot of parallels between him and Winter Soldier. They grew up together. They both fought in the war. They both kind of quote unquote died, but they got revived by scientific means, and it's just like they're kind of one and the same, and I like really appreciate that. Like he's like kind of the dark reflection of Marvel's #1 hero, and like I think that's why I put him so highly. Like he's the MCU villain who's the equivalent of Captain America, basically.
I'm just gonna let you talk from now on, Lasweth.
How am I not just like some invited guest on your special pod? This is like, I feel like you just all starred like all of your parallel moments with these hero villains.
You just went full Smash Mouth on us.
Oh yeah. Well, now you got that song stuck.
Does that mean you come out with a hit and then 2 years later I hate you for the rest of my life?
I'd be okay with that. Not for the money, but for knowing you.
If somebody once told me that Laz was going to roll me, and he was going to, I don't know, I was going to try to rhyme and make up the song, but you killed it, man. You're a mystery man.
That's right.
Because that song was on that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like the spleen.
That's a deep one, right? Oh, the waffler. I am not waffling on your opinions tonight, Lazareth.
Was Dane Cook the waffler?
Yeah. No, but you're right. He's the dark. It could have gone either way with them. I mean, Bucky was a great dude, good soldier. He was in the Halloween Commandos.
Yeah. It sounds like really simple. Like it sounds like I'm simplifying it, but people really do like it when their villains are just kind of dark reflections of their heroes. Because I think that's a big reason why Venom was so popular. Like he was basically just a dark reflection of Spider-Man. Like visually speaking,
but a very much more blatant one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's just
or Gollum, right?
Yeah,
that could be what Frodo becomes.
Yeah, because Gollum used to be a Hobbit. I mean, I could be getting that wrong. I'm pretty sure the Tolkien.
Yeah, but he was even creepy as a Hobbit, as we recall from those fishing flashbacks.
Yeah. Yeah,
but still, he.
Oh, Voldemort and Harry Potter, like they're pretty much the same thing. So
the Half-Blood Prince.
So you can see like that trend there of just like, they're really just kind of the same. They're cut from the same cloth, to use that old saying.
And like Gina Gershon and Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls.
Yeah.
Oh, that takes me back. That was like one of my early R-rated movies right there. That was one of my earliest sets of boobs right there.
I just remember like the pool scene.
What about T-1000?
Yeah.
In Terminator 2.
Well, the big thing about that was that Arnold wasn't the villain, so that was kind of like I think people like went in that movie expecting Arnold to be the villain.
Yeah.
Right.
And then T-1000 comes out.
Yeah. But yeah, there's definitely like a trend there. So, yeah
I like.
Or like the Predator and Arnold, because they both can bench press a lot.
Ivan Drago, Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Gary Busey, Wesley Snipes. You've lost us. I've gone cross-eyed.
There's that trucker from Fast and Furious 1 and like and Dom looks like he could have been a trucker.
Yeah, Dom could have been a long haul guy, and no one would have gotten the truck from Dom.
Because Dom was really tough, but didn't use guns, and the trucker was out of shape, but used a gun.
Oh yeah.
A trucker gave him so many problems.
I think
almost killed half the crew.
All right. Yeah, I think that was a good time to wrap up the show. But before we wrap up, is there any plugs you want to make?
John Malkovich could defeat Galactus.
They're both like dark reflections of each other, right?
No, guys, Movies, Films, and Flicks, head to the website, rate, review, subscribe to the pod. If you enjoy us, recommend us to a friend. If there's a podcast that, if your friend's into a certain kind of film and you know that, be like, hey, Movies, Films, and Flicks has this podcast, and recommend it, and then buy us some Cigar City beer.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Jim Rothman. He's the guy who's working on this Kickstarter campaign for this movie called Scythe, which is this kind of modernized, slightly less tropey slasher approach. And
wait, so people just go to Kickstarter's website and just search Scythe, right?
Yeah, scythe like the weapon, like a Grim Reaper's scythe. And as it turns out, like I already wrote a pretty viciously critical review, but it's still one of the most positive indie reviews that I've ever written on a solicited basis. So the filmmaker was a little taken aback at first, but then I said, "Look at my other reviews," and he says, "Oh, well, thank you."
Nice.
But no, I think it's actually pretty good. I'd like to see what he does. I'll probably throw $40 his way for his movie package. He looks a lot like Matt Damon. But that, and if you want to find us on Twitter, again, we're Movies, Films, Flicks with an X, and MFF Horror Corner on Twitter. We're Movies, Films, and Flicks, IX, on Facebook. And
the Lamb. Head over to the Lamb. Check out their podcasts.
Oh yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Sorry,
every
guys,
time
I'll
I
get
want
right
to
on
say
it.
this for the listeners who don't know what LAM means. Mark, what does LAM
The
mean?
Large Association of Movie Blogs. We are a member of that, and
I thought it was
yeah.
large ass movie blog.
well, I think
That's what I thought it was.
they shortened it down to that. But I don't know. I like Large Association better because like large ass of movie blogs,
I like that better.
large ass movie blogs.
Yeah,
I'd like a big brown butt of movie blogs.
it's the Jennifer Lopez of movie blogs.
But it's a good
Lopez.
way for movie bloggers to kind of unite and kind of form a little family there. So the Lamb,
The Kim Kardashian of movie blogs.
and not Robert Lamb. Don't listen to him
Yeah, no.
unless he's on this podcast. Then he's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Check out Cigar City Brewery. They got the strawberry shortcake lager, available exclusively for a limited time. Check out Applebee's. They got half off appetizers.
Dude, I feel like we are owed $1,000 for our ads on this episode.
Yeah. Also, check out I don't know, Marvel.com. This podcast would not have been possible without them.
$2,000.
James Spader on Netflix. You can watch that show he did.
Yeah.
Go to Amazon and buy Boston Legal. Maybe we can get them to give us $5 for every time you buy a season. I don't know.
Check out new episodes of Blacklist on NBC.
It's also on Netflix.
Yeah.
Kate Sapir just bought that right there with the click.
Just go to Netflix.com, look up Blacklist. All right, guys. Yeah, anyway. You know what? I'm just so flustered right now. Anyway, for my
I ran out of
co-host,
jokes,
Yeah.
so I got nothing.
yeah, for my co-host Mark Hoffmeyer,
Stay away from drinking water.
John Levingood.
Nothing else funny, out of jokes.
I've been your host, John Lasso. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy your strawberry shortcake lager.
We're above the target. T-minus 5 seconds till shark drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the shark! Go! Go! Go!
This podcast is a Shark Dropper Studios production.